Hey, what's up guys? Thank you so much for stopping your day to watch my video. There are millions of other videos you could and should be watching right now, but you chose to watch me anyways. Why? The world may never know. But in any case, you're stuck with me now, so let's get on to some Zarya and Winston coaching. Two things here.
Should use cover.
Two things to keep in mind here. First off, your personal bubble is your aggression meter. When you have your bubble available, you can be more aggressive. When you do not have it available, you need to be more passive. So when we know that we just used our personal bubble, just 7 seconds ago from here, and we need to make sure that we're playing pretty passive. Second thing is we need to make sure that for the most part, unless we're getting a little bit aggressive, because again, we have our personal bubble up, or we have all of our health, here we don't have all of our health, for the majority of the time, we're going to want to stay behind our Reinhardt. And here we actually step in front of our Reinhardt. So we also leave cover, like you said, yeah. So we push forward without our bubble. We push past our Reinhardt. And we leave cover. So overall here, we just got way too aggressive. When we should have been playing more passive, which meant that we took a crap ton of damage in that like 2 seconds of time that we peeked forward. So just knowing not to peek there keeps us alive at 100 charge, which is very important for us to win that fight. So off of that, they push forward, get aggressive. Looks like they get a bunch of kills. So now, okay, we're coming back here. We see we have 3 people alive, so it's a 3v6 since we didn't see anybody on the enemy team die in the kill feed. Now that we're here, it's a 4v6. We always want to keep these numbers in our head, okay, because that'll determine kind of the sway of the fight. Knowing that we're 4v6 is very important information. Okay. Look at where you are in comparison to your team. That bubble is going to go down in about 1 second. What do you think is going to happen after the bubble goes down?
Yeah, I'm going to get wiped.
Yeah, so alternatively, even if we just use that bubble over here, then you get pretty much the same amount of energy, right? Because they're going to be looking at your team anyways, and they're going to be looking at you. So you're pretty much going to get the same amount of energy, except for now you're in a safer position where you're next to your Reinhardt, and you're also next to cover. So, so far, way too aggressive twice in a row. Play cover, play with your Reinhardt. Bubbles so far have been okay. Nothing to say on your bubbles. You use them pretty decently and you're getting pretty high energy, but you're dying way too much. And when you're dead, you don't get any value. So the longer you're staying alive, the more you're going to be able to do. Okay, so we actually did survive there, but that was because our Reinhardt got a shatter off. So our Reinhardt kind of saved us there. But just because a mistake isn't punished doesn't mean it's not a mistake. Okay, there again. Look at how aggressive we're pushing. We know that we're down our Reinhardt. Okay, Reinhardt gets the shatter off. Okay, Reinhardt's dead. We know this. Reinhardt's in front of us. You see it in kill feed. We hear him go, whoa! Okay, so we know he's dead. We don't have bubble available. Okay, we also used our project bubble. These are all indications that we need to play more passive. Okay, we don't have our main tank. We don't have our abilities. Okay, we just want to play pretty passive. Probably try to hug closer to this right wall so we can use that as cover rather than standing out in the open. But then instead of backing up, we push W and we walk towards them, and then we die again. So this is now twice that we've died from being too aggressive. So right off the bat, the biggest thing I'm seeing so far is your aggression level. When you don't have your abilities, you play more passive. When you want to stay next to your main tank, and if you don't have your main tank, you play more passive.
This fight is not over. Bring it.
Okay, coming out of spawn here. We want to be pressing tab. Are we gonna get our whole team? Is the question. I can actually press tab. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I believe is 1 respawning. No, we have 6. Okay, making sure we weren't pushing forward without our teammates.
Barriers on you.
Okay,
Go.
we want to be using bubbles when we know that they're going to be taking damage, because that's going to get you the most tanking, so you're going to get the most value tank-wise, because you're actually protecting something, and then you're also going to get the most energy out of that. At this point, because the fight has not yet started, this is just a pure energy bubble. It doesn't really matter that you're using it for the tanking at all.
Don't be
That was a
shy.
good bubble, because you
Hit
had
me.
2 people shooting at you, but then this bubble on the Reinhardt, second here, you bubble him when he is behind the wall here, and he also has the shield up. So typically when you're bubbling a Reinhardt, the best time is going to be when he's swinging, because he's not going to have his shield up. He's going to be taking a lot of damage. Right now he's behind a wall, has his shield up, not really in a situation where he's going to take much damage, so you don't actually get the energy from it. So that was a wasted bubble because of when we bubbled him. Instead, where you were standing before, you wait till he gets around this corner, and then now he has 3 people shooting at him. So this is would have been a much better time or position for the Reinhardt to get bubbled. Okay, good shots there onto the soldier. Right now, so far, not much problems with bubbles or aim that I've seen. Just a lot of aggression things.
Give me your best shot.
Okay, very good. You pushed forward when you had bubble, therefore they shot you more. You backed up almost as soon as the bubble broke. We took like 60 damage from that. That was very well played. Good execution, good usage of bubble, and now we're getting the energy up. When we're at 0 energy, that's our #1 priority, is to get the energy up, because that's how we're gonna get damage output. Here again though, on our projected, we end up using that. I guess it did get some value, but we did kind of force it on top of our Reinhardt, rather than, if we wait till our Reinhardt's walking into them, we're gonna get the value out of the tanking aspect as well, and we allow him to push aggressively. If we're using this bubble right now, the first bubble is fine. You can use your personal bubble for energy anytime you want, but most of the time you're going to want to use your projected bubble for tanking, and here we kind of use it too early to where it doesn't get any tanking value. So a second here, we're going to push forward, get our energy up. Okay, so now we're at 50. Now here, is Ryan in a position to swing on them?
No.
Okay.
No, everybody's backing off.
So now when Reinhardt attempts to go in and swing at them, what is he going to be lacking?
He's not going to have the tanking value.
From the bubble, yeah. So a better usage of this projected bubble would have been when Reinhardt attempts to go in, because then you're going to get a decent bit of energy from that, probably the same as you're getting from it here, as well as the fact that it's actually going to be useful when for the Reinhardt, because he's going to have it to help his aggression. So here we get a decent bit of energy. Okay, good energy bubbles. Now we just have to be careful about playing aggressive, because like we were talking about before, we can't play aggressive when we don't have the bubbles. Even as a team, if we're talking about our team as a whole, if we have no bubbles, we probably don't want to be aggressive as a team. And once you get up to like competitive play, even like back when Goats Meta was a thing, if you're playing Ryan Zarya, whichever team doesn't have bubbles, you wait for the other team to use bubbles, then you push in aggressively. So if you don't have bubbles here, they can push in very aggressive on you. So when you don't have bubbles, you probably don't want to play aggressively.
Getting barrier activated.
Okay, pay attention to the tab here. We see that Reaper gets the kill. We see Reaper shooting at something up there. We saw the soldier. Okay, so we're looking up there at them. We see in kill feed the Reaper got the kill. Yeah, we go for the bubble on him. So now that means that this bubble doesn't get any value. So just make sure we're paying attention to everything, not just that one tiny little bit of a snippet of a fight. Okay, make sure we're watching the kill feed too. That'll let us know that that bubble's not going to get value. The more information we're intaking, so looking at the kill feed, looking at our ultimate charge, abilities, health, just doing quick 360, looking around this, the more information we're taking in, the better decisions we can make. If you don't have any information, you're going to be making pretty bad decisions, such as bubbling someone who doesn't need a bubble. If you're taking in that information, then you know to save that bubble, and then you can use it in a better situation, like when the Reinhardt's trying to push in.
Your cup, don't hold back.
Okay, make sure that we're constantly, even if we're looking for the bubble, we're constantly outputting damage. So we're firing right clicks when they're out of range, and then when they're in range, we just kind of shoot left click the barrier here. So keep firing right clicks. We pause for a good 5 seconds here. We're not shooting anything, just left click the barrier.
Your cup, don't hold
Okay.
back. Огонь по готовности. My ultimate is ready. Let's do this. Need healing.
Okay, so did we possibly? Okay.
Tunnel vision, and let the Zarya just walk up on us. Yeah.
So that's not necessarily what I was looking at here. Oh, we can talk about that in a second. But for what purpose were you bubbling the Reaper?
I was expecting him to probably Death Blossom, but I didn't actually look at his ult charge.
So alternatively, if we're checking ult charge, so we see Reaper up top behind them, we think he's going for Death Blossom. Real quick, takes half a second. We just press tab. We check tab. Okay. Do they have Death Blossom? No, they're still 20% away from it. So who on your team might have been a better bubble to get?
Probably Reinhardt.
I'm thinking of somebody else here.
Right here, probably Ana, or I
Somebody's
don't.
somebody's about to go for an ultimate
Your
on our
cup,
team.
don't
Oh.
hold back.
Oh, Genji, yeah.
Yep, exactly. So Genji goes for his ultimate. Bubble stops stuns. Bubble keeps him alive longer. Okay, it's basically the same thing as if you're bubbling the Reaper ult, except for we bubbled the wrong person there because we weren't paying attention to the ult charge. So it was good job getting aggressive here when you saw that you're using ultimates. We used bubble to get aggressive. We backed off when we didn't have bubble, so the aggression level was fine there. We didn't pay attention. The bubble usage was pretty meh though, because Reaper didn't actually go for that.
My ultimate is ready. Let's do this.
Okay, are you going to be able to kill Soldier? I went too far ahead. Are you gonna be able to kill Soldier by right clicking up there?
Probably not. Just trying to
Ultimate is ready.
repel him.
So maybe just like 1 shot, 2 shots, and then look away. We spend a little bit too much time looking at him here, which
Yeah.
just means that we shoot three shots at him, and after he already backed up. And as you see, he's
That
still
Zarya
there.
was pushing me the whole time,
Yeah,
and I
so
wasn't even paying attention.
exactly. So maybe too much focus on somebody who we're not probably gonna be able to kill, and then that meant that we lost focus on the ground fight, and then Zarya just walks into us and we die because of it. So yep, exactly. You got the basic gist of that. Don't focus on people who you're incapable of killing, because then you're gonna not be able to kill people who you can kill.
I will never surrender.
My ultimate is peace be upon you. Don't worry, my friends. Pass into the iris.
Did we disconnect or something there?
Peace be upon you.
You have any clue?
What's up?
Did we disconnect there or anything like that? Just kind of watch the. I want to know if there's a disconnect or if you're just kind of looking at the wrong spot.
I'm not sure what happened there.
Because we just kind of keep don't move our crosshair for a good bit here.
I might have been distracted by my my second screen or something there.
Okay.
I don't know.
Огонь по готовности.
Okay, so go to grab. When people are shattered or grabbed, you should be focusing the highest priority target. So if you are shooting at an Orisa, okay, she's gonna have a ton of health. You could see that she didn't even die by the time she stood up. Okay, what is a tank's job?
Soak damage.
Kind
Yeah,
of, for what purpose?
to allow the DPS to put out damage.
Yep. Okay. You got
Yeah,
it.
so I understand. Like, yeah, I have a problem with like if you see me ulting as Winston, I have a problem of like going after Hog, which is stupid.
Yep.
But same situation.
Yep. So if the tank's job is to negate damage and keep the supports and DPS alive, then if we have any chance to completely negate tanks, whether it be a shatter or an ultimate or a flank, then go ahead and take the opportunity and just kill the squishier targets. In this situation where we get a big fat shatter, they're all downed. Okay, we have 40 charge. Okay, who is a very easy target to kill here rather than Orisa?
Anyone like Zen or
Then didn't go down.
McCree.
Yeah, McCree's probably the best target here that you can focus. You can burst him down super fast, okay, and then you can probably get a decent bit on Orisa before she actually wakes up. So kill McCree here, gets an easy pick. He can't move. We focused the wrong target. Decent grab. Let's see, could we have gotten... So rather than maybe throwing it top right, because we could have just thrown it at their feet, and then that gets a chance to get the, I believe, the Zarya who's right next to us. So, we just kind of slow this down a bit here. Okay, so we grab...
Yeah, I wasn't even aware of the Zarya there. That's probably the problem.
Yeah, so maybe if we just toss it here, then that gets both of them plus possibly the Zarya. So we're getting more people in it. In any situation, unless there's like somebody up on the high ground or behind here, you're gonna want to try to get as many people in it as possible. And throwing it up on the wall here doesn't actually allow you to get more people. So you're gonna try to throw it at people's feet most of the time, because you're gonna be able to get the most people that way. Okay, throwing it up on the wall doesn't really gain any extra value unless you're getting somebody like on the other side of the wall. So throw it at the feet there, gets both of them plus any extra people that just walk into it. Because up on the wall there, it's just going to be very easy for the Zarya to avoid it.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay, so we swapped over to the monkey. Okay, if you go in right now, what's the problem with that?
I don't have my healers in, and my Ryan isn't in position yet. I was waiting, and I didn't actually take the time to look and see exactly where my team was. I just kind of eyeballed it.
Yep, exactly.
By waiting.
So we went in one, or maybe if we count the Genji, Reaper's not even looking at the fight too. Okay, so maybe we went in 2v5. Okay, so we didn't wait for our team to get back, so that, and they create distractions, which keeps us alive longer. So here we're going in, and we're pretty much gonna get instant blown up. Okay, so we drop the bubble, they just walk past it. We actually get away because they didn't kill you fast enough, but that was just pretty much a needless risk when we didn't have our team back yet. Again, one of those things where, like, just because the mistake wasn't punished doesn't mean it wasn't a mistake. Just make sure you're waiting for your team to come back. Good job getting out, though, once you did make the mistake, because it's always possible to recover from mistakes. Okay. We jump in here. What's our health at?
Real low.
Yep, so
this is a high risk, but I actually managed to pull it off.
Unfortunate.
good usage of cover there. Okay, You're pretty much frontlining. Besides that, that dive on the soldier was pretty good, except for maybe like going in at really low HP. If soldier just landed a helix on you, you were dead. But that was a good dive in general if you were higher HP. Right there, we just kind of attempted to base tank it, and then that meant that we soaked up a ton of damage. Okay, look how close we're walking towards the fight. Even here, we're walking in when we are even saying I need healing to our supports. Okay, when you need healing, you don't want to walk forwards. You want to stay in a safe position. So you get pulled, you drop bubble. You don't want to be lingering, okay? Even after we bubble there, because that bubble just gets blown up instantly. Okay, we linger and then we die. So on Winston, the biggest thing you're gonna want to remember is that you're playing to poke and prod, and play for opportunities. You're looking to be a distraction. So you do what's called soft dives. You either drop in from a high ground, or you kind of go to a very safe position where you can just very easily get out. You kind of poke them, distract them, get ult charge, and then you get out. When you can go in is when you see an opportunity. So somebody isolated, which would be like the soldier off in his own. When you see somebody isolated, when you see somebody that's low, or when you have your ultimate up. Which, if you're farming correctly, you can get that pretty fast with all the cleave damage that you can do. So just keep that in mind, is that you're looking to kind of poke and prod, stay alive as long as possible. We're just kind of sitting in the front line a little too much here. And then that means that we're taking a ton of damage.
Further experimentation required.
So a lot of the time, that it also helps to have other angles or high grounds to come from. That's why dive is so good on maps that have high grounds, because you can just kind of drop from high ground on top of them and then leap back to high ground when you're trying to get
Right,
out.
because you don't have a cooldown on your leap.
Yep. Okay. Overstaying our welcome just a tad too long. Maybe just leave a second earlier, because we're getting cutting a little close with trying to get out at 7 HP. Imagine if this
I
was...
have a lot of deaths with my body just flying off into the sunset as Winston.
Yeah.
So
Yep. So maybe
Same
just
thing.
stay back. Also, how many people did we have alive when we walked in there? All right, we actually do have our whole team here. All right, just checking that real quick. But you also want to make sure that they're not just alive, they're also in a position to assist you. Because if they're not pushed forward at all, then they're not gonna be able to heal you, help the Rhino won't be able to shield you, and then they're all gonna be able to focus you. Because if they're not looking at your team because they're so far back, they can all just look at you, and then you have 6 people looking at you. You want to split their attention so that
when I jump in, they just picked our Genji too.
Yep. Warrior Zenyatta. Okay. So you jump out here, 7 HP. Imagine if this was you said you're gold, right? So imagine if this was a plat game. Do you think that they're going
I would have
to...
been smashed.
Yeah. Imagine if this is just like 100, 200, 300 SR above where you're currently at. Then that means that they're gonna hit that extra 7 damage just because they're that little tiny bit of better. So you need to get to a point where you're not leaving with 7 damage by maybe leaving earlier, going in at a better time. And so we're getting healed up here. Okay. Pay attention to your health here. Make sure that you're getting fully healed up before you're looking to go back in, because right now we're trying to go back in with half of our health, which means that happens. So right back here, it's not your fault that they didn't heal you, but it's your fault that you went back in before they fully healed you. So you back out. Just as a recap here, you say I need healing. The Ana looks at you, heals you a little bit. Okay, let's see what's the Ana doing here. So she's healing some other people. She's missing shots on you. She heals you, and then you jump away. Okay, still half HP. Just wait an extra 2 seconds. Stand still around the corner. Wait for her to heal you up. Then you go in and do that. Okay. why might this angle in particular? So now we're off that topic. We already know. Okay, we went in without health. Why might
It's
this
exposing me to that whole straight where
Yep.
they're gonna all be.
exactly? So what other angle might
minute.
we have taken that wouldn't we
My
yeah.
my usual of the middle high ground.
Yep. So coming up top here, maybe just from the window, maybe just leap up this side. I'd probably say from the window so that's hidden. Leap up there. Okay. You drop on them from above. You wait the 5 seconds, get your cooldown back, drop in above on the back line, and then leap away to the high grounds, and then do that over and over again, rinse and repeat. Okay. Here instead we take this angle, which
I think I went in there because I was expecting a flanker, and then I just rolled with it instead of coming back like I should have.
okay. So how many people on their team saw you leap up there?
Pretty much everybody.
Okay, so even though now know that their entire team knows where we're at, we instantaneously peek, which means that the Zen just gets an easy right click on us. Okay, so remember, even after we make dumb decisions or mistakes, we can always correct them just by backing up. Getting out, like correcting our mistakes is possible. So once you jump in there, you realize, oh, there's nobody here, just back up. Okay, moving on to next fight. Ryan lands a big fat shatter, wins that fight. Okay, we're getting close to ultimate. We need to be paying attention to that. Every time we're 80, 90 to our ultimate, we need to be playing around using it. So we're looking to farm that up and then use it. So now that we know that we have it, we can look to play a little bit more aggressively. As long as we're getting some good cleave in here.
Let's get started.
Okay, where's our team looking to play? Okay, so we're gonna see here if they hold this close or if they back up. Because if they back up, then you're gonna be the line of sighting them. Okay, I'm gonna come up here, POV. Okay, again, overstaying your welcome. Possibly we were going for ultimate, but even so, would this be a good place to go for our ultimate? Even if we get our ultimate here, is this a good position to be using our ultimate?
Nah, because I'm just gonna knock them around for a bit, and then they're gonna kill me and move on.
Yep. So because our team is all the way back here, they're not gonna be able to assist us unless they push in aggressively. Okay, and then that means that all 6 of their teammates can turn around and look at you and shoot at you, which means that even if you have 1000 HP, you get insta-melted if 6 people are looking at you. Plus, like you said, you really only knock them around a little bit. If all 6 of them are looking at you, that means they can also, all 6 of them, stun you, heal their teammates up. So you're just going to get focused down and not get any value out of this. So even if we get our primal here, we're still overstaying our welcome. Don't want to be staying this long in there, and then that results in our body flying across the map. Zoom in forward. If you're noticing a trend, we are dying fairly early every single fight throughout this game, and if that's a trend that you're noticing, and you can even just notice that as you're going along playing, then that might be kind of you might be thinking to yourself, well, maybe I should play a little bit more passive. If I'm dying first, that means I'm doing something wrong, and I should be looking to fix that. When it comes to improvement, it's kind of a 3-step process. You're gonna go, okay, what mistake am I making? Well, I'm dying first every fight. Now, what's the solution to that problem? Well, I can play more passive and attempt to get out faster, which will mean that I won't die as fast. And then now the 3rd step is applying that. So we're going to make sure that as we're going throughout our next games, upcoming throughout the week, throughout the next couple of days, we're going to make sure that we're focusing on getting out and not dying instantly. All makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
You're powered up. Get in there.
Okay. Priority targets is an Orisa who has gold a priority target.
Nah.
Okay.
Just I mean, I have the issue of tunnel visioning, especially with Primal Rage.
Okay. So what might help this a little bit is back when we're at this point here and we're looking to drop in, we need to be thinking, and even before this, like when we first pick Winston, we need to be thinking to ourselves, we want to be pressing tab, looking at their comp, going, okay, who are my main targets in their team comp?
Zen, Mercy, and then DPS.
Yep, so probably not the tanks. Soldier has a little bit of survivability, and McCree has his flashbang. So mainly supports, and then the DPS if they're out of position or they're low, okay? So they can be opportunity kills. But we're probably going to want to ignore the tanks for the most part, because we're not going to be able to kill them on our own, especially if we're not running a full dive. Okay, so unless they're low or like incredibly out of position and we see an opportunity, we're going to want to completely ignore them even if we're primaling. So as we're coming into this fight, we want to be thinking to ourselves, where are we going to be focusing? And we do good. We start off focusing the McCree, but he gets bubbled and he rolls away. Okay, we lose track of him. We jump in. We're swapping targets. Okay, at this point, who might be the better target?
Zen.
Yep, Zen. Okay. Why might he be the better target rather than Mercy or Kree?
He doesn't have the potential to fly away or stun me, and he's closer to the corner.
Yep, exactly. So we pin him up against the corner. We have a nano boost primal. We maybe pin him up against here over it and just don't let him out. We pretty much melt him in like 2-3 swings. Especially if our team's damaging him too. We swap around. We know that Mercy and Kree were on our left. We turn around. We maybe jump on one of them. If we start getting low, which we do get low in a second, we can just hop back to our team. And again, don't overstay your welcome. Watch your health. You can get melted in Primal. But instead, we even boop the Zenyatta into the corner. But we attempt to go on the Orisa here.
Yeah, and I don't even get her.
Yep. So we just wasted 2 ultimates on that. We baited out the trance, which is okay, but that definitely could have secured a few more kills if we had more focus on who we're kind of actually killing there.
Setting out the welcome
Your safety is my primary concern.
Experience tranquility.
For your own safety, get behind the barrier.
Okay.
Your safety
Who's around this pole?
Experience.
No one. I just kind of pop it off because I'm hoping for getting somebody off the map, and I don't even take the time to locate positioning.
Yep. So, if we're not paying attention to that, then that is a completely wasted cooldown. Because we're not even checking to see if there's anyone there, that ability gets 0 value. Instead, we can take probably like half a second to go, okay, where's everyone at? Okay, I see a McCree and a Zarya on point. They're not near the well, or the pit. So instead, we just pull them up in the air and we shoot them, okay? So that pull just doesn't get value because we're not looking at them. Okay, Fortify. I'm assuming that you don't play Orisa much. Is that an okay assumption?
No, I play a lot of Orisa,
You play a
so
lot of Orisa?
I shouldn't have used Fortify. I
Sorry
just
for-
kind of
Sorry for that assumption,
okay.
man. I thought you played off tank.
no. I shouldn't have used Fortify. I was just burning abilities, trying to contest, and not taking the time to do it because it was so close. It was just like tunnel vision on contesting.
Yep. So usability is a little bit better here. We can test for longer. We have a shield up. Nobody's shooting at us, so the half damage doesn't actually matter. Be trying to pull there or something?
You're not getting away.
Okay, next round.
Initiating match.
I'm looking forward.
Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers incoming. Defend
Okay,
objective.
first thing we're doing, we're analyzing their comp and our comp. Okay, we have double sniper and BAP Mercy. Are we gonna have good long range cross the map heals?
Nah, so
Okay,
much.
so how are we gonna get healed up when we're low?
Have to get back to team.
Yep, or we can find like mega health packs. Okay, so those are the two ways. So that's just right off the bat. We don't have an Ana, so unless I can just kind of stand still and let BAP shoot at me from across the map, I'm gonna have to get back to them or use health packs. Okay, so we've analyzed that. We can even do that while we're in spawn. Okay, now we're swapping. Okay, we have double sniper. What does that mean for our team comp in general?
No shield break.
How aggressive are we looking to play? Is what I'm looking for.
That's a good question. I don't have a good answer for you.
Okay, so when we have double sniper, we are looking to play passive because they are, like you just said, they don't have good shield break, but they're very
They could
slow
get
pace
picks
races.
really
Yeah.
easily.
Yep, they get picks. So we're looking
yeah.
for picks with this comp. We're looking to Hanzo can melt shields. In general, our comp's not gonna be great for melting shields, so we're looking to get around shields. Our Hanzo and Widow are looking to get picks, so we're looking to play slow as a team and play passive. So we need to be very careful about getting aggressive, and we want to just be very soft poking when we're going in.
Watch me get really aggressive.
Yep. So just right off the bat, that's one thing we can do every single game is analyze our team composition. Because if we know what we're running, we know how our teammates are going to be playing, how they affect us. Like with our healers, for example, if we don't have good healing, then we know that we have to play it differently because our teammates are going to affect our play style. Now, second thing we're going to be looking at is their team composition. Okay, they have a soldier and a Junkrat, and Orisa, Sigma, Mercy, Baptiste. We're not going to be able to see that for a couple of seconds, but we do know that they have a Junkrat because they were spamming. So we need to be watching out for traps because if we drop in and they trap us, then we're dead. We need to be careful of like pulls. Who's going to be easy, like your dive target on that team? Or like kind of if you're focusing something down. Who's going to be the easiest person to go in?
Probably Mercy.
Yeah, Mercy or Soldier, and then BAP if he's used Immortality. Junkrat probably not much because he has concussion lines, trap, and a crap ton of damage.
Yeah, I have a huge hitbox,
Yeah.
so Junk is not great.
So be keeping that in mind. Again, we're soft poking, looking to get people low, waiting for our DPS to get picks. Once they get picks, we can push aggressively, and then good job. We're looking to set up high ground. Okay, I don't know if instantly running at him is the best idea. Might have wanted to just wait for our jump to get back, because if he just sat there and shot at you, then you're pretty much dead. But instead he ran away. Okay, good job getting out. We have Pola. Okay, and we're good. Okay, we have both of our abilities back. Good job you going to high ground there. Even if you didn't get any kills there, what's good about you going to high ground?
I like to go high ground there because it distracts them.
What's the other good thing about that?
And
so it denies them something.
High ground.
Yep.
Presence.
Exactly. So their soldier can do a lot from high ground, and you going up there and pushing him off denies him to be able to use the high ground. So you going up there is a really good move, and I just want you to know that was a good move so you can do that again in the future, because you're taking them off the high ground. Now, as we could see just a second ago, Soldier is looking to run up to the high ground. Can we see that at all? Just want to see if we saw that on your screen.
No, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, so we can't see that. unfortunately. Now, is this a good dive?
Probably not.
Yep.
I'm just trying to go for their healers, but I'm dropping in where they can damage me a lot.
Yep. Okay. Tanks, Junkrat can shoot at us. We used our jump in, so we have to survive for 6 seconds here, and we're just gonna get insta melted. Okay, we're probably gonna die before the 6 seconds comes out unless they don't focus us. Okay, so they backed up. They didn't focus you. Your team pushed in, so the circumstances just kept you alive.
If they had done it right, they would have melted me.
Oh. Okay, so we lost track of the soldier. If we were to categorize soldier, we would say that he's kind of a flanking character. He goes on flanks. So what as Winston can we do to deny him flanks?
Keep track of him, try to dive.
Yep, exactly. So he's going to be out of position. We can very easily go and either knock him off high ground again or kill him, okay? We don't pay attention to where he's at. And then what happens? What does he do? He runs behind you guys, and
is he on the high ground in this situation? Okay, yeah, he's behind us, melting us. That's right.
Yep. So he kills 2 people because we're not paying attention to where he's at. Okay, he doesn't have congestion, and then that means that he pretty much wins the fight. Okay. We're gonna review this real quick. How to know if a fight is won or lost. Okay. When you are up 1 person, that's an advantage. You did not win yet, but you can push more aggressively because they have less people to punish you. If you are down 1 person, then you are at a disadvantage. Goes the opposite, just kind of the opposite way. You didn't lose the fight yet, but you might want to play a bit more passively because they can punish you harder. Okay. If you're up 2 people, as a general rule of thumb, there are exceptions to this, and I'll go over this in a second. If you are down 2 people, then that means that you... Oh, sorry, if you're up 2 people, I said down 2 people. If you're up 2 people, then that means that you probably won the fight. Okay. On the other hand, if you're down 2 people, so in this situation, where we just lost both our DPS, we pretty much already lost this fight at this point. So that means we don't want to be using ultimates. We can call that out to our team. No ults, we lost. Okay? Because why would we attempt to try to win this fight when we're very clearly at a disadvantage? Because we're down 2 people. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Some exceptions to this rule. If you are all the way down here and it's last point and they're about to cap, and let's say you're on defense here, they're about to cap point, you don't want to just hold on their ultimates or give them the point. Instead, you want to stall, or use your ultimates to kill them, and yada yada. Okay, this is an exception to the rule. In the same way, if you're on attack here, if you're about to win the game, there's no reason to hold on to your ultimate for next fight. So you use your ultimate, you full commit into the fight, and then you win it. There's also exceptions like people popping off. Like, let's say somebody, like, even if you contest soldier, let's say he just gets 4 kills even after you kill 2 of them. Okay, that means that the soldier, just by popping off, flipped the table on you guys. And then, of course, if you get 2 kills and then you use 4 ultimates, okay, that just might flip the fight around. So that means that they would need to commit more ultimates too. So there are exceptions to the rule, but as a general rule of thumb, for the average fight, 2 people down, it's probably going to be lost here. And we'll just see how that plays out. We use an ultimate, so already we're wasting that because we're pretty much already going to lose. We use 2 ultimates, so just something as simple as no ults, we lost. Saying that in team chat stops your team from using 2 ultimates. Now, what's going to happen if we use both of those ultimates and they don't use any more ultimates because they pretty much already are won this fight? Now, what's the ultimate?
That sets us way back in terms of ult economy.
Yep, exactly. So we only have, that means that in next fight we're only gonna have Primal, and they're gonna have Bap, Mercy, Soldier, and close to Sig and Aris. Okay, so right now, unless we win this fight here, we've wasted a ton of ultimates, which, as you can see, we already lost. So there's just, you could see that I kind of even predicted that that fight was lost before you lost it, just based off of the kill feed. Okay. We lost 2. We shouldn't.
We
have
lost our
ulted.
DPS, and then neither of those ults empowered our DPS, and then we died.
Yep, exactly. So backing up, playing passive, not using ultimates for us and our team. Of course, we didn't use our ultimates because we didn't have it, but let our team know that so that we're not over ulting.
My ultimate. I need healing.
Okay. In this fight, should we use our ultimate?
Probably not, because there's nobody to really combo with it.
Okay. If we do not use our ultimate, are we gonna have a big? Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how to word this. We probably do, and the reason why is because if we use our ultimate, then what that does is that baits them into using their ultimates. Our goal in
Oh,
this
yeah.
fight is to get, because we pretty much lose this fight no matter what. Okay, there's no way that we're winning this fight with 1 primal and they have 4 or 5 ultimates. Okay, there's no way that this is a that we.
But
win
if
this
I
fight.
can get them to burn some of their ults, then that can help
The
even
ult
things
economy.
out.
Yep, exactly. So your goal in this fight is to get them, for your 1 primal, to use 2 or 3 ultimates. Okay, even if they use maybe one would be a trade. So one is okay. That's fine. You use primal, and then they kind of counteracted that. 2 is net gain. Okay, if you get them to use 2 ultimates, then now that it was a worth it primal. Okay, 3 or 4, then that's perfect. Okay, that's absolutely a great usage of your ultimate. But right here in this fight, your goal is to get them to use ultimates, because you're not going to win this fight no matter what. You shouldn't attempt to, like, you should attempt to win this fight, but you just have to know that probably there's like a 95% chance that you lose this fight because of their ult advantage, and your goal is to just kind of get rid of their ultimates. And if using our ultimate is the best way to do that, then go ahead and use our ultimate. Oh, okay. Don't drop off high ground, though we're primaling. Swap targets, okay. That was decent because Orisa was low, so we did actually jump on the opportunity. That's a fine time to focus somebody, so good job there. Now
I'm going
Yeah.
and getting baited and away from the point to somebody who's a tank and getting healed.
Yep, exactly. So you evaluated that perfectly. Here, not the best person to be focusing, so we don't get much value out of that.
Pardon me.
Who might have been a better target to focus, who just killed your whole team?
Soldier.
Yep. So,
Oh, I could have killed the beginning, and I don't know, I screwed that up.
yep. Even after this, we dropped down. We killed Orisa.
I could have turned around and gone back up, but I literally primal rage mindseted it.
Yeah, exactly. Just as a kind of like, just putting this out there, you're very good at evaluating yourself. A good thing that you might benefit from is maybe like VOD reviewing with yourself for self-improvement purposes. So if you're looking to just improve, watch over a replay of yourself, look at your mistakes, think what you could have done better, and then try to apply that. Because right now you're answering all my questions very well. You're even spotting some stuff before I even have to mention anything. You're pretty good at this. So that would be a tip I would say. Is just do it yourself. Would be a very good way that you can kind of improve at the game.
This will protect us.
Okay, so in that fight, we used Primal. That was the only ult we used. How many ultimates did they use?
They used 2 or 3, or
We can see it top right.
they used their Mercy ult, their Soldier ult. Looks like they kept their BAP ult and they dropped their Orisa ult.
Okay, so they used 4 ultimates there. That was 10,000% net gain. Okay, that was a excellent fight. We used our primal and we got 4 ultimates out of them. So in this next fight, that is 100% why we cap here, is because now we're coming into the next fight with 3 ultimates-ish, and now they only have 2 ultimates, okay? So we completely changed the ult economy there, so that was very excellently played, even if you didn't know how you did that, okay? So even if you weren't aware, that was a perfect play on your part. So just keep that up. Oh, should've 2 times that. Okay, so now we swap to Zarya. That's fine, we used our ultimate. Good job swapping after you use your ult there.
Enemy is
Go. Just a scratch. Give me your
Okay,
best shot.
not paying attention to the trap.
I need to everyone, maximum charge. Ready for battle.
Nice tracking.
Charging up.
Okay, when he's about this health, we're right-clicking melee. If they're within melee distance, you add in the melee. But otherwise, to finish off targets, you should be right-clicking because it will be higher burst damage than your left-click. So what that means is that if you're bursting people down, then that gives them less time to use shielding abilities and less time to get healed. So killing people faster is always going to be the way to go. Now, if they're full HP, it is more ammo efficient to be left-clicking them. So you're always going to want to left-click unless you're out of range or they are low HP. So in this case, when he is around, I don't know, what is that, like 60 HP-ish, something around that, we should be right-clicking, meleeing him, because he's right next to us, and then that bursts him down really fast.
I claim this objective. Stand with me.
The battle continues. Objective
Fire.
A
I will lead us to victory.
the payload.
Get in there. Barrier activated.
Protect the payload.
Okay, should we be on point, Azarian?
That much energy, but I'm very point focused a lot of times.
So, all right, well then we'll just walk through this real quick. How many fights, if you win all the fights here, how many fights are you gonna have on second point?
2 or 3.
Okay, so if you win them, you probably get about 2 fights. Okay, if we're looking at them right now, they got bad spawns. So unless they're holding you at choke, if they're holding you at choke, then they might get 3 in. Okay, but they got bad spawns, and we can know that based off of the fact that back when we first cap point here, when we cap point here, we just got 2 kills. So we know for sure.
So we
that they
staggered
got
them pretty
spawns.
good.
Yep. So we staggered them really good.
So then, in this situation, rather than being on cart, I should be pushing in so that we can get those fights in the mid ground while the payload is moving.
Yep. So taking space, maybe catching these 2 people for the staggers, and overall being closer to your front line, because no matter what here, you're gonna have those 2 fights even if you have 3 people on point. So the only time that whenever you're pushing the payload, that you should have more than 1 person on point and not taking space. Okay, most of the time you're gonna want to take space. The only time that you're not taking space is when you're on this 3rd point and they have and you know that you can get it in before they can touch it. Okay, if you're trying to get it from like maybe let's say like here to the last point on before they can come back and touch it, then you get 3 people on. Otherwise, it doesn't matter because no matter what, you are going to have to fight a very similar amount of fights, except for if you're not pushing forward, then you can't take space and you won't have the good positioning. So, right here, if we're looking at their comp real quick, I don't know if this is information that you know, but what's the name of the comp they're running?
I would say double shield.
The term that's a I guess kind of older term, but the term that you use for that is called spam. So they're looking to sit very far back, throw in a lot of spam damage. They have the junk, the double shield, the soldier, the Baptiste. They're looking to play far away from you. Now on the other hand, what's kind of your comp running? Like how close range are you trying to play?
overall very close range.
Yep. So, you're right. So besides like your Hanzo, you're looking to play close range. So if we do not push forward, let's say they like hypothetically they didn't get
We
those
got to
bad
take the
spawns.
fight to them.
Yep. They didn't get those bad
based off
spawns.
of our comp.
So we want to at least at a minimum get to this corner. And that's because if we don't get to that corner and take this corner, then they can sit here and spam us down this what's called no man's land. So right here,
Yeah.
there's not much cover. So when you're down a long corridor with no cover, this is like an extended choke point. Okay, this is no man's land. You don't have anywhere to go. And in that time, they can spam us as much as they want. So if we are giving that to them for free, then they have more time to spam us, and the longer a fight goes on, the more chance spam has to win. So you want to end fights fast, and you want to run into them, but sitting at car here means that you're not taking space at all.
There. Barrier activated.
What the heck are you doing here? Did you just watch through an hour-long coaching video? Oh my goodness, you must love me or something. Well, in that case, I'm assuming you want to know more about me. You can find all my socials in the description. Thanks for watching, and you'll see me next time. Bye-bye!